It's a bit like the Mesut Ozil syndrome at Arsenal, whereas he's clearly a good player, very good player, but maybe at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I'm not saying Man United are the wrong place, but I think it's the wrong coach for this guy.
He's 35 and 40 yards away from goal. You know, I don't remember him ever getting in the box in this game at all. All he did was pretty much defend. When the ball kept coming back out, he was there to get it and stick it wide. You don't pay 100 million for a guy to sit 40 yards from goal and get a hold of it and ping it wide. That's why they got rid of Rooney. That's what Rooney ended up doing before he left Manchester United, was sitting 35 yards back, picking balls out and hitting it wide.
But if you look at Pogba's returns last season and his assists, a huge majority of them were towards Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And without Zlatan, without somebody understanding Pogba or giving him the runs and having that understanding between the two, he struggled. I think as well, a lot of Manchester United players have struggled as United have seemed to drop a little bit deeper and get a little bit more negative. And it's showing. The style needs to change. Personnel needs to change to see Pogba back to his best.
It's interesting you take it. We talked about the 400 million. A big chunk of that was obviously Paul Pogba.
He still has to do more. He's got to do more.
But you don't see that.
Before anybody drags the stats out, stats don't tell a full story, right? Before people who know absolutely nothing other than stats, please do not drag them out, because it doesn't tell the story of what you see with your eyes. It can help with the story, but it doesn't tell the story. Now, when he made the changes at half-time that Stevie mentioned he had to do, Nemanja Matic went back to play centre-half, which meant Pogba was the only one sort of sitting in there, so he had to play a bit deeper. But if we think he's, one of the top 5 or 10 elite players in world football, have we seen enough from him? No, we're not. But I think that's a bit of him and a large chunk of his manager.
It's got to be the manager. It's got to be the manager. Listen, if you need a goal, right? If you go through all that United team and you need a goal, right? He'd be high at the top of your list where you think the goal's going to come from. So why are you sticking him 40 yards from goal? It doesn't make any sense. Why are you putting Matic back there? Stick Matic where he was and get Pogba further forward.
And by the way,
is that so difficult to work out, by the way? I don't think so.
And by the way, if Ashley Young was doing as much as anybody to get United back on the front foot, if he's ducking and diving as he does with his little feints and he's whipping balls in the box, in swingers, out swingers, to Stevie's point, what the hell am I doing with a 6'4" dynamic midfielder who's not busting through? If Lukaku's not making a run, I'm not busting through that penalty spot or back post, near post to get in the end of one of Ashley Young's excellent crosses. Not standing 35 yards for goal, hoping to hit a worldly volley when it pops out.
What's the tipping point going to be? You mentioned the fact that maybe it'd be best if Mourinho leaves, goes to PSG. They certainly wouldn't want him, considering the style that he's playing at the moment.
Correct.
What's going to happen in the summer with regards to transfer fees and treasure chests or whatever you want to say? Do you trust Jose Mourinho with 200 million, for example? Would you give him that chance?
I think the question is, does Ed Woodward and the board trust him with that money?
Or what evidence have we seen?
And I think maybe there is some crossover there of that not happening, and maybe that's why he's getting as tense as he is. I know United fans will say, and I keep hearing it, we're second, what about the rest?
Yeah.
Is that what it's all about? Is that what it is? Oh, we're doing OK, we're above the rest of the chasing pack. Is that, if that's where United are, then fine. Then fine. Cool. But 15 points probably come tomorrow, unless Newcastle come up with something unheard of, is not good enough.